Hey Sarah, it's 5:15 on October the 4th, and this is my video for the week. I liked your last video, taunting me to go on your blog and figure out which blog was you and which blog was Mary. That was cute, and that was a nice exhibit of Halloween trolling. It was pretty easy though to figure out which one was you and which one was Mary, because your blog pops up as the #1 blog that I stalk on my stats. So mystery solved. It was funny though. It made me smile. And that's actually kind of hard to do, to make me laugh and be happy about something that's Halloween related. I figured I'd do this video now to explain why I don't celebrate Halloween much anymore. I just tell people that I don't like Halloween, but I've realized now that I've never really explained why. Well, I mean, I've told people why, but I've never gone into detail. The shortest version is that almost 8 years ago, my best friend died 2 days before Halloween. And Halloween was her favorite holiday, and we always did stuff together on it. And when she died, I just stopped celebrating Halloween altogether, because it was literally too painful for me to even acknowledge that it even was Halloween. It wasn't until very, very recently, like within the last year or two, that I've even left my house on Halloween or done anything, like even spoken to people. I've never been able to tell people why. I've told people why. I've told them that to celebrate it, but I've never gone into any detail. I figured that in this video I would tell you all about her, because I now realize that everyone I became friends with in college, none of you know anything about this person, because I've never been able to even really bring her up in conversation, and it's still really hard for me to do it, because I really miss her a lot. I'm gonna try and tell you all about her now. When we first moved to New Jersey, when I was 6 years old, my sister already played the violin, and she wanted to keep taking lessons, so we started looking around the area for someone who gave private stringed instrument lessons, like violin, viola, cello, guitar, stuff, anything like that. And we found this person. We found a lady named May Nicholas, who lived about 10 minutes away from our house, and Kristen went to a few lessons with her, and she never wanted to go anywhere else for music lessons ever again. It was only ever May. She was a lot older than my parents, and she was just this amazing person who... She's someone who, she went through a lot of hard times in her life, but she never really ever let it bring her down at all. She just kept being optimistic, and like, she lived in a 2-bedroom house with her elderly mother, and she was constantly in debt, and the only thing that she did for a living was she gave music lessons, and she repaired string and wood instruments. That was her only income, but she always had time to spend with her students. And when I was in 4th grade, I got braces, and I had to stop playing saxophone because it hurt too much, so I decided to take up viola, which meant that I got to start taking lessons with May, and I already knew her because I spent a lot of time at my sister's lessons, so I already really liked this woman. And when Kristen went off to college, I had one really close friend in grade school, but when I went to high school, I had no friends. The only friend that I had was May, and when I wasn't in school, Or at swim practice, I would go to May's house, and not even just for lessons. I would just go and I would help her around the house because she was a hoarder and she was always trying to stop being a hoarder and get rid of all the crap that was in her house. So I always was over there. I was helping her clean her house, and she was teaching me how to repair instruments, and she was my best friend she was my only friend for a really long time. Her favorite holiday was Halloween because she lived in a really residential neighborhood, so she'd always put her cat in a costume. Like, she had a little devil costume or a little pumpkin costume. One year she dressed her up as a clown, and we'd sit on her porch, and we'd just, like, I didn't even want to go trick-or-treating anymore. I just wanted to go to May's house and spend time with her. And in 2005, I was really looking forward. Like, we were getting everything all together, and then 2 days before Halloween, she died. Out of nowhere. It's just still the hardest thing for me to talk about. And it was just so devastating for me to lose my only friend that I put my viola away, and I didn't touch it again for 2 years. I didn't touch it until I got to college, and I met Beth Norris, and she found out I played viola, and then practically had to drag me into joining orchestra, and it was still so hard for me to even look at my instrument. Sophomore year in college, my parents donated a ton of money to our orchestra in memory of May, and Beth asked me about her so she could write something in the program, and I couldn't even tell her anything about her because I just started crying, kind of like I'm doing right now. And ever since then, I haven't been able to even acknowledge that it is Halloween, and Halloween just makes me really sad that this video is not turning out the way I wanted it to. I'm sorry. But just, I don't want to feel this way about Halloween anymore. I want to go back to when it was happy, and when I actually wanted to do things, and I just wish you all could have met her. I know that if she was still alive, and she would have come up to Linden and just spent that money to do that, just to come see me in the orchestra and in all the plays, and she would have done it. I know she would, because she always made time for her students like that. She was my best friend, and she was my sister's best friend, and it wasn't fair. It's not fair that she's not here anymore. I wish you could have met her, because you would have really liked her. She was so funny, and I'm pretty sure that 90% of my personality was influenced by her. She was the best person I've ever known, and it still hurts not to have her in my life anymore. I'm sorry this video is turning out so weepy and horrible, but I realized that I'd never told any of you about why I can't do Halloween, and why I can't, like, why I don't change my URL and make it silly, and why I can't do any of that. And I'm sorry, and it makes me really happy that you guys still enjoy Halloween so much, and you can do that and be happy this time of year, but I can't. But I really did like your last video, Sarah. It made me smile for probably the first time. That was the first time I was happy during this month for years, so I'm really glad you and Mary did that, because it made me laugh, and I miss you so much. And I really want to try and get up to Vermont as soon as I can, but it's probably not going to happen until like freaking January because I don't have any vacation days left after that trip. So, I miss you tons, and I will see you in your next video.